So there are three parties. The first two parties are upset. They're visibly upset. The first party expressly. The third party is the victim. The first party, the upset individual, is upset at the third party, directs their blind anger towards the third party because of a little incident that occurred in the kitchen. I think serious tone is befitting for something so insignificant, because I think it matches perfectly the sentiment that was felt by the upset first party. First party had just finished washing dishes, dried out the sink. Third party comes a few moments later. First party was idling about the kitchen. Third party comes with a pair of tongs, rinses the object in the sink, rinses the object from the sink, and is immediately approached by the first party saying, "You know I just washed that sink. You know I just dried that sink. Why would you come and wet it again?" So the third party just proceeds to dry off the tongs, place it in the drawer where it belongs, and walk away. This is the point at which the first party had developed a grudge, was offended, had taken slight. Later he would be found sulking, yes, literally sulking, appearing to be brooding, ruminating about something you would initially think to be very distressing. Oh yes, they were distressed about something, but not at the death of a loved one or something grave. Third party is unaware of this, is oblivious to this, until the second party, we've just now acknowledged, the third party is accosted by the second party, who has familiar relations, who has intimate relations with the first party, and confronts the third party about this perceived slight, the grave misprision that has assailed the first party. The third party proceeds to be inundated by this winding, sinuous, and fractious lecture. Why you shouldn't do that again. Do not repeat this action. Consider it negative reinforcement. They had to hire a proxy to deliver the message. So the third party simply listens. It's just stood there. Internally, the first thing that crosses their mind is, how absurd. How absurd. How absolutely... I cannot even fathom. Speechless, dumbfounded, because they can't find a reason. This is unconscionable. Why would they be... When other more serious matters arise, when something that actually is meant to cause offense occurs by the third party, instigated by the third party, no one says anything. Taking candy from a baby, silence. But not drying out the sink, and multiple supernovas occur at once, and I suppose it's the acceleration of the heat death of the universe. Which in this case, a third party likely would invite, if only to just not even have to experience this, because it has been experienced in the past. The same pointless scoldings, conflicts. Because it seems that humans are allergic to harmony. If history has taught us nothing else, it's that, even though it falls again on deaf ears. Is there anything from history that we've genuinely learned? If so, if that were true, we would not be repeating them. We would not be stuck in this Ouroboros of the same mistakes. Yet here we are. And I can see not drying the sink out as a mistake, just not an objective one. And to be specific, this is at the bottom. This is at the layer at the bottom. Not on the surface, not on the countertop, not on the faucet itself. Everything is regularly dried, wiped off. Not a droplet of moisture, not a droplet of a water molecule is left, usually. It's a regular occurrence. But assuming that first and second party lay territory, title ownership to this domicile, then maybe it's only befitting that they can make these petty rules to enforce. Which leads me to the point, quote unquote, and that's the abuse of authority. That's one reason. This is why they're behaving this way. And if the third party didn't have such a breadth of empathy, perhaps they really would descend to madness. They really would just accept the declivity to insanity, however it may be defined. It gives insight, clarity. Arguably, they're the ones, the clinically insane, typically the ones that actually see the world as it is, the world that the average just wants to avoid so desperately with their hedonism in the form of drugs, alcohol, mindless entertainment, etc. The whole you know what it is. I don't need to exhaust it. I don't need to give an entire pretentious seminar about it. But it is an issue, and an issue that we're still trying to find resolution for, so I think it's only befitting that we continue to speak about it ad nauseum, because if we just allow it to persist, then I guess we're under rule of nihilism. Third party actually prescribes to the belief of absurdism, but this is irrelevant. Back to the main irrelevancy, really.
Isolation during the coronavirus. For the next minute, let's take a minute to relieve stress together. We'll do the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. Second, place your tongue against the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. Now, exhale through your mouth and around your tongue. If this seems awkward, shape your lips like you're whistling. Close your mouth and inhale through your nose for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for the count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale completely through your mouth. Make a whoosh sound and count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do this cycle 3 more times. Learn more at healvets.org. This message is furnished by Help Heal Veterans.